Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the UNOX kitchen workout. Another episode, another dishes that you can prepare for your customer. So my name is Marco Moresco and I'm one of the corporate chef of UNOX. The recipe we are going to do today, it will be basically a pork fillet with a crispy polenta and porcini mushroom. A kind of recipe which is remind me the autumn in Italy, the period of the year when my father was making the wine, and the period almost in autumn when you got the chestnut ready, the period of the year that usually at home we were used to prepare all the meat, all the salami from the pig, basically. So it's a pretty easy recipe. What we are going to do, it will be trimming the fillet, wrap it, and then we're gonna cook it on a sous vide bag for 1 hour. And then we're gonna take it out from the sous vide bag. We're gonna finish on a fakiro grill to give a nice crust on top and on bottom. And we're gonna put it with crispy polenta cubes and a porcini mushroom, also that one, done on a fakiro grill. So let's gonna start. Remember that as always, all of our recipe and process you can find on a video, but you can always email us at cooking.support@unox.com. Me and the other corporate chefs from all over the world, we are always happy to follow up you. And feel free to do any question that you want to do, and we're gonna be ready to follow up and reply to your request. Let's start from the gloves. All right. One. And two. So I got some nice pork fillet here with me. Roughly 700 grams of fillet. That what I want to do is just to trim a bit, not too much, and just I start to filleting the fillet. A flexible knife with me. What we're gonna do is just gonna cut this part, okay? And the excess of the pork, we're not gonna throw it away, but we're gonna keep it on the side that later on, while the pork fillet is cooking on a sous vide, I will prepare a normal juice done with this excess of the pork, with a mirepoix of celery, carrots, and onion. I will burn it up, almost burn it up the pork, and then I'm gonna do a slow cooked with a mirepoix. I'm gonna extract all the juice, and I'm gonna reduct until nice and brown. So let's gonna start to fillet up you see all this part, always from the inside with a knife, lift up and go to the external part. Just gonna remove the excess of the fillet, not too much. I'm gonna cut also the top part and the bottom part like this. Just remove a bit of the excess of the fat in the pork. Like this. All right, pretty much like that. All of this kind of, as you can see, the fat part here. I'm not gonna take it out all of that. Just gonna give a nice shape to the fillet. Like this. So now I'm probably gonna have a 600 gram of fillet. I'm gonna give this one to my colleague Samuele outside. Here we go. Perfect. What we're gonna do with this fillet now is take a bowl, place the fillet in. I'm gonna remove This one now, for the moment. Just gonna put a bit of extra virgin olive oil, a tiny bit. Dijon mustard. Here we go. A touch of pepper. A bit of thyme as well. And a bit of fresh oregano. I like to have some fresh herbs together with a fillet to try to give more flavor. I'm not gonna put too much of salt and pepper because later on what we're gonna do is to place all the juice on top, so we're gonna have a more taste at the end. All right, just massage up my fillet, give a nice shape, like that. And now let's start to prepare a candy. What is a pork fillet candy? I'm going to take out the gloves for the moment. Clean up a bit the bench, so we always work clean and tidy. We take a cling wrap, here like that. We place on a bench. Cut a piece. And we place the fillet in the middle. And now let's have a look to the candy. All right, like that. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's keep doing like that. Once the candy is ready, we do a kind of, fill it up like that. Here we go. And now we give another one, just in case, to make a nice shape. We want to make sure that everything stay inside, all the spices stay inside, in contact with the pork. And this one now, we're just gonna tie it with our hand like this. Again, we do a candy, a double one. Let's see. So now I'm gonna place this one into a vacuum bag, a cooking vacuum bag. Then we're gonna place into the oven. We're gonna steam it inside the sous vide bag. I've already prepared other two to take advantage and to be ready. Otherwise, all the video gonna take too much. As you can see, are all the same size. We place into a bag, like this. One, 2, 3. Here we go. And we vacuum this one outside. So again, what we are going to do is to cook on a sous vide bag inside an oven. We usually vacuum the bag, we place into our chef top on a steam. What we are going to do, we're going to do 70 degrees for 1 hour, 55 minutes, in between 55 minutes and 1 hour, to reach the 70 degrees on our meat, on our pork meat. So we make sure that it will be cooked inside properly. But at the same time, we want to keep all the juice, all the tasty part inside our fillet. We don't want to dry out too much. That's why I prefer to use a sous vide bag and cook all the fillet inside. We place 3 fillet inside. Then later on, when all of these fillet will be ready, we can take it out from the bag. In our case today, we take it out one, we open one, and then we finish on a fakiro. The other 2, we could chill blast them or we could cut all the portion and then chill blast and then place it into the cool room for next service or for the same night. But what I suggest always is to prepare, so spend a bit of time on the preparation and then portion all of the fillet. Then during the service you will save time. Instead of stay there, cut, warm it up, you just have your bag with your portion. You just need to regenerate one portion at a time. So you don't waste any food and you don't waste any time. So the pork fillet is here, ready to go. I got already a steam and fry tray here with me, where to place the fillet. And let's go to have a look to the program we will do. My oven is already warm. I've already prepared it warm. So what we're going to do, we're going to prepare a program. Like that, okay? Home, set. In this case will be a manual program. We will do 70 degrees, 100% of humidity for 1 hour. We press start. Oven is already ready to go. We just need to open the oven and place the fillet in. So now what we have to do is just to wait for 1 hour and then we come back. In my case, it will be 1 hour. In your case, will be 1 second. So stay there and I'm coming back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back. So pork fillet is almost ready, it's 3 minutes away. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is just to wear my gloves first and then start with the polenta, stick. Actually, in my case, the polenta cube. What I've done, we already prepared the polenta, we already blasted. I don't think need to see how to make a polenta. And we cool it down, place on a black 40, we cut it, and now I've prepared some irregular cube, which I will put with some extra flour. And I'm gonna place on a pan fry with the oil under, extra virgin olive oil underneath, and then we will place some of this cube of polenta that we're gonna use in our dish. We already have an oven ready. We got 1 minute and 45 there for the pork fillet. I will just start a multi-time. Let's stop. You know, I'm always keeping the oven warm because I don't want to wait too much to do a smart preheating. So multi-time. My multi-time service is already prepared. Let's go. It's telling me that the oven is ready. So what I'm gonna do is place the polenta in, because I know the polenta will take 12 minutes, in between 12 and 15 minutes to have a nice and crispy polenta. You see, 12 minutes for the polenta cube. Pork fillet almost ready. What we're gonna do with the pork fillet now, we need to take it out from the bag, dry out properly, because obviously on a sous vide bag we have all the liquid inside. We will dry out properly and I'm gonna leave it resting for a few minutes, and then in this meantime I will prepare a porcini mushroom cut in half with a bit of oil, salt and pepper, easy peasy. And then we're gonna finish inside our Fakiro grill. So 20 seconds away, I will take a chopping board, a white chopping board here ready to go. Here we go. Reverse. We should be here. 4 seconds away. Let's take a. Here we go. Ready to go. You see the amount of steam coming out from the oven. And our pork is ready. Leave it here for a second, just dry out the water. And we take one fillet. As I was telling you before, the other two fillets I've prepared, we can easily chill blast them and leave it there for next service. We just take out one. I'm gonna pass these two to my colleagues so they're gonna chill blast it. Just clean out the bench. And obviously it will be full of liquid. All right. Let's open up with a knife. Let's have a look to the amount of liquid that there are inside our bag. We dry out properly. Here we go. We take out also the excess of spice that there are around. Pour out more paper. And we let it rest on the paper for a few seconds. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my porcini. I'm gonna cut it in half. This preparation is not going, this dish is not too hard, too complicated. I wanna keep it simple, much simple as I can. So the only thing I will do with this mushroom, this porcini, is to put it on a bowl with a touch of infused rosemary oil, a bit of pepper, and a bit of salt. Easy peasy. Let's start from the fillet. We are 8 minutes away for the polenta. Now that the fillet is dry out, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it in half. So you will have a look also to the inside of the pork fillet. Here we go. Can't have a look to see how juicy it is. This is thanks to the sous vide bag. And what we're gonna do 2 portions of this fillet, 1 portion actually of this fillet, just gonna cut away the top part. I'm gonna cut this one in half. So my portion will be with 2 pieces of pork fillet, which now we will finish up on a fakiro. We're gonna use a bit of butter inside the fakiro to give a nice brown crust on our pork fillet, and a nice brown crust also on the porcini mushroom. So let's take a black 20, where we will place our fillet and our porcini. Again, a bit of pepper in this case, and we'll use the pink pepper. And a bit of salt again on our pork fillet. A touch of extra virgin olive oil in both of them. Both sides. Here we go. And now let's go into the oven to finish up our plate. So let's take also the butter with us. Oven is already hot. We already have the polenta in. What we're gonna do, we're gonna open. We place our black 20. Put a bit of butter on top of the fakiro, which is already hot enough. And then let's start with the mushroom one. Here and here. And the 2 pieces of fillet. 1 and 2. Here we go. We close the door and we just put a timer for the fillet. Sorry, is in Italian, and a manual timer for the mushroom, which will be roughly 2 minutes. Okay. In the middle, we know that it's 3 minutes for the pork fillet. In 1 minute and a half, I will just turn the fillet, so we will make it brown on both of the sides. Then same for the porcini. Polenta cubes, we're gonna stick it there. In the meantime, I will prepare the plate where we will plate our dish. I've already prepared mango coulis, which I like to use to have a nice contrast between the stronger flavor of the pork and the mustard and the sweetness of the mango. We're gonna have a nice contrast between the crispy polenta with the soft porcini, and the same for the pork. The pork will be really nice and crispy on top and on bottom, but at the same time in the middle will be nice and soft. When you bite that, won't be too hard to bite, but will be very, very soft and juicy and tender, thanks to the sous vide bag, thanks to the sous vide cooking. So let's flip the pork fillet. Here we go. It's already nice and brown in one side. Let's flip also the porcini. So they're gonna be brown in both of the sides. And let's have a look. Won't be too long, it's 1 minute and a half for the fillet, 30 seconds roughly for the porcini, a bit longer for the polenta, because obviously to have a nice and crispy polenta it will take a bit longer. What I'm gonna do now with the polenta, I will place a couple of pieces of polenta together with the fillet and the porcini on top of the Fakiro grill. Okay? 5, 6. So I flip it also the polenta upside down, so it will be nice and crispy in both of the surface. Let's clean up a bit the mess. And here we are, clean the bench, and we are ready to go. As you can see, the preparation is not so hard, it's not so complicated. Oven is cooling, porcini are ready. Let's take again my black 20 to place all the food on top. And we got the porcini ready. I will leave it there. We take out also the pork fillet, which is ready too, and even the polenta cube. In the meantime, we got the juice warm. On my plate, what I'm gonna do is starting from the mango. I'm not gonna excess too much with the mango. Just gonna place some polenta cubes in here. All right, these are enough. Let's take the mushroom. I'm gonna be gentle with the mushroom, otherwise I'm gonna destroy it. And we place the fillet. I let the fillet here for a second because I want to sorry, I'm gonna stop it. Let the fillet rest for a second, so I don't want to have liquid going out on the plate. So that's why is the last thing I will plate in. Here we go. 1 and 2. Easy peasy. Some of the fresh oregano, which I always like it. Yeah. Here we go. A bit of pink pepper around the plate. This. Here we go. And now a touch of juice. Here we go. So I want to put it just on top of the pork. Like this. 1 and 2. And we're going to put a bit of the juice around as well. There we go. Clean up the plate. Again, a touch of extra virgin olive oil as well. And I think our plate is ready to go. The last thing I'm gonna put is just a tiny bit of salt from Bali, Indonesia, on top of everything. Here we go. So our plate is ready. So as you can see, simple, nothing really complicated. And now we're going to enjoy it. So see you next time for next recipe. Ciao!